Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here. Welcome back to the Evil Within Let's Platinum series. We're going to pick right up where we left off at the last video, which was at the end of Chapter 2, the beginning of Chapter 3. Real quick before we get into it, since this is a series that's revolved around trophies, let's go ahead and look at the trophy collection. So right now my PS4 is not connected to the internet, which is why you just saw those brief little messages. But anyway, so far we haven't done much. We've only gotten 2 trophies, so you know, that's just how it works sometimes, but we got the silent kill, 5 stealth kills in a row, and then we got the bloody bar brawl, which is for sneak killing an enemy after hitting them with the bottle. Again, I did both of those in the last video. I did them both in Chapter 2. Now, as I mentioned with this series, my intention right now, going into this recording, my intention is to complete Chapters 3 and 4. Now, if that is the case, awesome. However, like I said, sometimes things don't go according to plan, and so you just got to kind of wing it. So that's at least the intention at the beginning of this recording. I do have, again, my second screen up here to my left where I have the collectible list, and I'll be making sure to get all of those. And then another thing I do is I try to make note of any miscellaneous trophies that I could get during this recording. So right now, there are no trophies specifically. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any trophies in this particular video. But, you know, it's all a culmination. Like, everything I do is going to lead up to trophies later on. There is a trophy for killing 5 enemies with a torch. I don't remember how many I killed in the last level of the game. I'm pretty sure I killed at least 1 guy with a torch, maybe more. So yeah, we'll kind of have to see. But anyway, so this is Chapter 3, Claws of the Horde. This is actually, believe it or not, this is one of my favorite chapters of the game. If you recall, I don't want to give too much away, but if you recall, at the beginning of the game, in Chapter 1, that's when we met the Sadist. And let's just say we might be seeing him again, all in due time. So let's see. But yeah, this is one of my favorite chapters. I'm going to try to do something here. I'll explain what I'm doing in a second, but you could see this bird at the top of the stairs. I'm going to shoot it. Now, one of the things with this game, one of the things a lot of people had problems with, you know, as I've said, it's a great game. I love this game to pieces. Ah, damn it. Oh, okay, never mind. He gave me pistol ammo. So I love this game to pieces, but you know, it's by no means a perfect game. It does have its flaws, as does every game. And one of the things with this game is shooting. It definitely takes a little while to get used to the shooting mechanics in this game, which I know sounds weird. Like, you would think, well, all you do is aim and shoot. What else is there to it? But no, the game, sometimes you could be aiming at something dead on, you know, point blank range, and you pull the trigger and it just doesn't hit, it just doesn't connect. And that's just kind of how the game works. And I guess, I mean, in a sense, like, maybe that's what they intended when they designed this game. But even, you know, I guess you could even try to appreciate it from like a realistic standpoint. Like, even if you're a seasoned veteran, a detective on the police force, you're gonna miss shots. Even if you're aiming point blank and you think you have it, people miss shots. You know, no one's gonna be perfect. So that trap will spring. Before we jump into the action, so there's a lot of enemies in this level. But before we really jump into it, before I go exploring, I'm going to go after some of the collectibles, kind of get those out of the way early. That way we can focus on the enemies. We can focus on them uninterrupted for the time being. So first things first, we come in here and there is a map fragment. So we'll get that. Then there's a personal document on the table here, so let's read this. Journal of Sebastian, December 2004. First day as a detective. My new partner, Myra Hansen, is a real firecracker, tenacious and no-nonsense, my kind of woman. But I've got to watch it around her. She almost caught me checking out her ass today. So, for those of you familiar with the Evil Within franchise, that journal should be somewhat meaningful. But again, I don't want to give away spoilers or anything like that, so we'll kind of all we'll just discover it in due time. But so there we go. We go into here, go through the mirror portal, and you'll see that we teleport back to Sebastian's room in this area here. This weird kind of, like, where exactly are we teleporting to, all that mumbo jumbo. But we're gonna go in here, and I think
you should find this useful.
Yeah, so Nurse Tatiana, if you remember, one of the collectibles in the game are these keys. I think so far I've picked up 2 of them, and we're about to see why those keys are useful. Before we do that, however, before I follow her, there is a missing persons poster right here for Officer Connolly. That's the guy that we killed in the last video. Missing KCPD officer disappeared while on patrol. Patrol car found abandoned on the outskirts of town. And then if you turn around, right behind you there is a newspaper. Almost all of the time when you transport through the mirror, there's going to be 2 collectibles in this room, a poster and a newspaper. So serial killings continue. Police baffled by cause of death. How can there be 0 trace of the killer? More bodies found near Elk River community. Residents feel trapped in their homes. So, again, the reason I'm taking the time to read these collectibles is because for this first playthrough of the game, I do want to treat it more as a Let's Play. And I kind of figure, like, you know, developers, at least good developers, they put a lot of thought into collectibles. They try to use the collectibles to explain some backstory and things like that, whereas other developers, they just throw in collectibles for the sake of throwing in collectibles, and those are the ones I hate. But with this game, the collectibles, they do share a lot of backstory about various characters and ongoings with the plot. And so that's why I'm kind of, you know, I figure if I'm going to take the time to collect them, I might as well take the time to read them and share the story with you guys. Okay, so gotta get a drink of soda very quickly. So these keys, they open these morgue locker doors in here. You can see there are quite a few of them. And every time you open one, you're going to get some type of randomized goodie, and typically a lot of it. So you see here I got 15 pistol rounds. Right here I got 2 syringes. Unfortunately, I'm kind of full on both of them. I could have gotten something better, but again, it's all randomized. So so you don't really need to fret about it too much or anything like that. Okay, so we've gone here. Now, again, remember, there in front of me is the upgrade chair. That's where I can use the, green gel to upgrade Sebastian's traits, his weapons, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and mark the collectibles I just picked up so I don't lose track. But remember that for this first playthrough, one of the ongoing long-term trophies that I'm trying to get right now, I didn't want that. Yes, that is awesome that I got a grenade. I'll explain why in a moment. Yeah, so one of the long-term trophies for this first playthrough is to beat the game without making any upgrades. So that's a trophy that, again, like I said, even though some of the trophies you're not going to just unlock them in every single level, a lot of the trophies in this game, it's kind of a culmination of the whole playthrough. And so, perfect example, you have to get through the whole thing without forgot what I was saying, without doing any upgrades. Now, so again, before I really jump into the combat in this level, I'm just going to take the time to kind of show you guys the area, pick up all of the green gel and all of the collectibles I can. I'm not going to go through that door yet because that will lead us to the, that'll kind of lead us to the story, which I don't want to trigger just yet, so instead I'm going to go to the house across the street. But anyway, let me talk very quickly about that grenade, why I was so excited to get that. One of the reasons this is my favorite level is because back when I did my Akumu walkthrough for this game, it was Chapter 3 where I really started to create my own strategies. And for Chapter 3 in particular, there is a boss fight which can be pretty challenging, and I ended up coming up with a pretty good solution for it. It was if you guys have seen my Resident Evil 4 walkthroughs, the solution was very similar to the way where I tackled the village ambush at the beginning of that game. The key, and again, this isn't just like a video game strategy, this is just a real-time, you know, Sun Tzu Art of War strategy. You want to get the high ground in any type of fight you're in. You want to get the high ground, and so that's exactly what I did. And yes, 2 grenades. That is awesome. So anyway, the reason the grenades come in handy is because on Akumu mode, this early in the game, you really don't have that many resources. You only have your pistol. You don't have that much ammo. Your pistol isn't upgraded, so you're in a pretty weak spot. And so that's what makes this initial boss fight rather challenging. But like I said, one of the ways, at least in my walkthrough, that you can get through that fight very easily is by getting grenades. Now, of course, the grenades, you pick them up in crates and boxes and things like that. So, like every other resource in this game, it's randomized. And so it's not, I'll admit, you know, it's not a perfect strategy. It depends on if you're lucky enough to get at least 1 or 2 grenades. But you know, on the one hand, with something like that, if you were really desperate to get the if you were really desperate to get the grenades, you could just restart the checkpoint until you get, you know, however many grenades you feel comfortable with. But yeah, it was just it was a good strategy, and a lot of people made note of that back again when I did that walkthrough. People really appreciated that strategy, and so of course, you know, whenever you make a walkthrough, whenever you make anything, when people compliment it, it's nice.
Who's there?
No, don't shoot. I'm not one of them. I'm a doctor, Marcelo Jimenez.
You were in the ambulance before it crashed, right?
Yes, we're lucky to be alive.
Have you seen anyone else?
My patient Leslie. I saw him running up ahead, but...
But?
Come this way. Quietly, mind you.
Okay, so that was the story that gets triggered, and then as soon as you follow him, that's going to trigger our next little event, so let's do that.
Have a look for yourself. Those things chased me all the way into the village.
Me too. They're all over the place.
Leslie went through that gate. Good Lord.
There are too many to shoot our way through.
One of us could try to lure them away while the other gets the gate open. You're the one with the gun.
If you say so.
Alright, so that's our objective, in case you weren't paying attention. Again, during dialogue like that, I will try to shut up so you can hear what's going on, but you see all of these enemies out in this farmyard here. At the end, you can see a gate, and our goal is to, of course, get through the gate. So here's what we are going to do. I basically do the same thing every time. I find this to be the easiest approach. There are 2 ways you can go right here. So what I like to do is, as soon as I open that gate, I run into here, and I run to the top of this staircase, and 2 enemies are going to start running up here, and you can actually... So sometimes Sebastian doesn't use his axe. I don't know why. There we go. And, oh man, damn it. It cut to the cutscene right when I did something cool.
That old guy's...
So I don't know if you... Oh, never mind. Crap, I need to get this... Did he just... That guy didn't see me. Wow, you have just won the... Uh-oh. Okay, awesome. So I thought I did something cool. So there's 2 enemies there, and I thought I swung the axe and hit both of them, and the axe is an instant kill, so I actually thought I had just killed 2 enemies with 1 swing. But as you could see, I was only able to... well, not only, but I killed 1 with the axe, the other one with the torch. And now, what I'm going to do very quickly, so, this chapter, Chapter 3, it is...
You've been expected.
It's... How do I put this? I'm just going to save my game really quickly. Chapter 3, it's... Are you going to save? Okay. Chapter 3, if you just play through the level, like, just fight the enemies to get through it, it's a very quick level. You can get through it really fast. But if you take the time to explore all the rooms and get all the resources, it does end up being kind of a long level. And so that's why I was saying, like, my initial intention when I sat down to record this was, okay, I'm going to get through chapters 3 and 4. That might not happen. I might only get through, you know, chapter 3. I might do chapter 3 and part of chapter 4. Again, with this initial playthrough, it's really just about kind of experimenting and having fun with this. Now, before I go to fight the enemies, I am going to just creep over here. There's a bear trap which you can disassemble, or disarm, I should say, for parts. And look at that, I just ran into one. Fucking damn it. I knew there was a second one, but, oh, shit. Crap. I'm screwing up big time here. I didn't want to have to use any, God damn it. I didn't want to have to use any ammo yet. I didn't want to make any noise that might attract other enemies in the area. But, okay. Okay. Got through that pretty poorly, but it did the job. Looks like no one heard the gunshot or the glass breaking. So that guy is gonna fall. That always happens, don't worry. Looks like he dropped some green gel. Yeah, I knew there, like, in my head I was thinking, I know there's a second bear trap here, but I didn't see it because it was in the tall grass, and those bear traps are. So right there, I'll come back for this later, but you can see a statue to my left. That's where one of the keys is. I'll come back and get that after I kill all of the enemies in this area. Right here is a flashbolt. We'll get to that later. It's not gonna really help us at the moment. Okay. Cool. And then check this out. Sebastian doesn't take fall damage, so you can just drop down this entire ladder. I didn't know that the first time I played this game. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. There's a sniper up on the stairwell over there, so instead of going through the front doors of the barn, because that is where we're going, I'm actually going to sneak up this stair on the front side, and this will allow us to get up in here and collect some items before we actually set about approaching the combat. Let's see, I did take a little bit of damage, so I might as well heal just because there's a syringe right here. Just those are kind of good. Wow, 3 grenades. That is incredibly lucky. I can't remember how many I got on, ooh, that was close. Can't remember how many I got on my Akumu playthrough, but 3 is a lot. That's actually going to make my life a bit easier right now, because usually to kill the boss, which I might as well just say right now because I think I've hinted at it enough, the boss of this level is the Sadist, and he wields a chainsaw. To kill him, you need to do quite a bit of damage, and typically what I do is typically I'll only find 1 grenade, and so I'll use the grenade, and then I'll search for the crossbow. So in this level, there are 2 other weapons you can pick up, the crossbow and the shotgun. But when you go searching for those weapons, you leave yourself open to, you know, having to fight more enemies. And in Chapter 3, the big secret of Chapter 3 is there are a lot of enemies in the area, and then there's the Sadist. And a little trick that you can do is as soon as you kill the Sadist, all of the other enemies in the area will disappear automatically, and the level's basically over. So a little trick you can do is just focus all your effort on the Sadist, kill him immediately, and then all of the other enemies will go away. You'll save yourself a bunch of ammunition, and it's kind of the best way to set about doing it. So anyway, now we are in the barn. That's where the front door was that I had mentioned earlier. Let's see if there's anything in this barrel. Nothing. The Sadist is behind this fence here, so we're actually going to wait a moment. I don't want to trigger him just yet because I need to do a little bit of prepping. So first I'm going to disarm this trap, collect some parts. Now there are 2 enemies over there, but they won't get up for the moment, so instead I'm going to creep over to the left side here. There's a bear trap, and then there's a new type of trap. It's just a chest that's triggered to explode. It's all about the timing. It's just you have to let go of the button at a certain point. Got another bolt. Again, the bolts aren't really important right now because I don't have the ooh, nice green gel. I don't have the what am I trying to say? I don't have the crossbow, so the bolts really serve me no purpose. Okay, so like I said, there's 2 enemies here. I have an axe, which is an instant kill on one, and then the other one, I guess I'll have to use my pistol and burn him. Okay. Come here. Damn it! I did it too early. How are you not dead? I'm trying to save ammo. Oh, you son of a bitch! That's such horse shit. Well, good thing this isn't a Kumu mode. That was ridiculous. I definitely thought he was dead. As you saw, though, I just earned myself a checkpoint. So, we're good. Now I'm going to take on the Sadist. I might not be able to do it first try, but we'll see how it goes. So, here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do quick access grenades. I should be able to get through this with just grenades. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shoot at him, and check this out. This is my strategy for the Sadist. Oh, that didn't do it. You got to hit him. Okay, here he comes. So he's going to start chasing me. There's a tripwire down this path here, and one of the enemies is actually going to trigger it for me. So I'm going to jump onto this roof here. Now I'm going to get ready, and the Sadist is going to come over here, and so are all of the other enemies, and I'm just going to start spamming them with grenades. So here we go. Here he comes. There's 1. There's 2. I might as well just use all 3, screw it. And that still didn't do it, so now I'm going to hopefully finish the job with my pistol. And there we go, first try. Haha. Nice. So anyway, there you go. You could see that he takes quite a bit of damage. You know, he took 3 grenades. I didn't count how many times I shot him with the pistol, but the point is the Sadist isn't necessarily an easy enemy to kill. But one of the cool things too is that you saw all of these guys, you know, all of these regular enemies. They came and tried to kill me as well. So they can actually jump up here. Like, I found that out. I didn't know that at first. They can get up on the roof, but if you're quick, if you're fast enough to kill all of them, they don't stand a chance. And it's a really, really good strategy. And the Sadist, you know, he's wielding a chainsaw. He doesn't care about the little guys. So what he'll do a lot is he'll just swing his chainsaw, like, around frantically, and there's a very good chance that he'll actually kill the little guys for you. But anyway, guys, that's basically it for Chapter 3. Now I'm going to go around and collect these collectibles, so I'll show you where they are. So there's a key up there. You already saw me get the other key at the top of the barn. There's another key right there hanging from the clothesline. And then while I'm at it, I might as well just get all 4 of the keys. So we passed one earlier, and I said, actually, let me make sure I do have. How many keys do I have right now? Where does it... It should say how many keys I have somewhere, but for some reason I'm not... Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, 3 keys. So I'm going to go and get the 4th one very quickly. And then there's one other collectible. There's one other collectible in the area, which is an audio log. So there's the 4th key right there. So let's go ahead and get to the top of the watchtower here. Get a good position. Good. Didn't waste any ammo with that. And drop down. But yeah, so you can see kind of the beauty of this strategy. It's really 2 separate things. So the first cool thing about this strategy is that you utilize the high ground, and that just makes your fight much easier because the enemies have a harder time getting to you. They all have to kind of group together, which, as you saw, the grenades are obviously way more helpful when enemies are grouped together. But then the second part of the strategy is, I think most people, you know, what happens is they trigger the chains, they trigger the Sadist fight on accident, And then they start trying to run away from the Sadist because they're like, uh-oh, I wasn't ready for this. Oh, here's the crossbow. So, I don't need it right now, but that's a very, very awesome weapon, so it's good to pick it up. And then we also are going to get a shotgun somewhere in this level, so let's go upstairs. Here's a harpoon bolt for the crossbow. But, so yeah, most people's initial reaction is they try to run away from the Sadist, and then while they're doing that, because they're panicking, while they're running away from the Sadist, that's when all of the little guys start to ambush them, and they just very quickly get overwhelmed, and then they end up dying. That's kind of like the common pitfall of that section. And so when I was playing this game on my first time around, like a long time ago, I noticed that after you kill the Sadist, the fight just automatically ends. All of the enemies will go away. And I thought for sure, I thought if you kill the Sadist, you would still have to kill however many other regular enemies are like left in the area. But to my surprise, that's not the case. Like, once you kill the Sadist, you're done with the fight. Everyone just goes away automatically, and it really is just a beautiful strategy. There's a health kit, and then here's this audio log. Let's give this a listen.
Experiment number 4. Subject numbers 4 through 13. Brainwave activity diminished, but synchronization achieved. Subjects should begin experiencing a shared consciousness. Previous trials indicated rapid deterioration of consciousness. The minds became an exquisite mass, an amalgam of mental carrion. I'll have to connect myself if I want to experience their terror before it finishes.
Okay, so let's recap very quickly. I explored both of the houses over there, got the watchtower, got this house here, got the barn, got all of the collectibles. The last place that we need to explore is this, did I get the shotgun? I did. Okay, the last place I need to explore is this house right here, and then we can carry on. So I'm gonna go around to this door over here, make sure there's nothing up there. Do be careful, because as soon as you cut this chain with the chainsaw, the level will be over. So make sure you take the time to explore to your heart's desire, and make sure you've done everything you wanted to do before triggering that event, because after that you're not going to be able to return to this area. Now, there is one thing that I'm not even going to bother with trying, because I don't think I'll be able to do it, but Chapter 3 has a very good farming technique for green gel. But it's hard to do with the pistol, and it's also hard to do with the base sprinting characteristic or trait. So I'm just going to leave it be for now, because especially since this is a no upgrade run, I don't necessarily need the I don't need all that green gel. Like, yeah, it would come in handy later, but it's not the end of the world if I don't pick it up right now. Here's another, ooh, 2 heart. Oh, I can't carry that many. Actually, wait. I think I can if I equip it. How do I switch? There we go. Okay, no, I can't carry anymore. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I got all of the collectibles. I'm pretty sure that's everything. So, 30 minutes. I think this is... I'm going to pick this up. I wonder if I can carry this with me into the next video. Just trying to make sure I got everything. I'm pretty sure I did. I got all the collectibles, so let's go ahead and move on to Chapter 4. Oh, I thought it automatically triggered it, but I guess not. Hopefully the torch stays with me.
Over here! Wait, officer. You must take me with you.
Detective Castellanos.
Leslie should be just ahead. It is imperative that we find him.
Alright, so let's see. I might as well save. I should get in the habit of saving more. Save at the beginning of Chapter 4. Okay. Okay, so I think what I'll do, right now the video is at about 30 minutes. I think I'll do a little bit. I'll do a little bit of collectible hunting at the start of Chapter 4 just to get it out of the way. And then we'll see. Maybe I'll keep going, because Chapter 4 is relatively short, but it's not that short. Like, I feel like it might make this video go a little longer than I had anticipated. Plus, it's getting close to lunchtime, so I am getting a bit hungry.
Oh, the hospice. Yes. Leslie was being treated here years ago. He'd come here thinking it was familiar and safe.
You know where we are?
Just ahead is the hospice my brother runs. He'll take us in.
That didn't answer my question.
I honestly don't know. For all I know, I'm losing my mind and you're just a delusion. But I'd like to think I still have a shred of dignity and an obligation to protect my patient. As an officer of the law, you should too.
I hope his brother's not a jerk, too.
Alright, so Chapter 4 is a little weird, because, as you just heard from Dr. Jimenez, you're kind of instructed to go into the hospice and visit with Valerio. Valerio, who's his brother. But believe it or not, that's actually completely optional. You don't have to go in there. Now, there is a trophy involved, and so I think, you know, because this is a Let's Platinum, even though I mentioned that you're not going to be able to get a trophy in every video, let's at least try to get one. So, I'll do a little bit of collectible hunting. Let's kill this guy first. Oh, god damn it, Nick. There we go. Alright. So that technique is a little tough to get the hang of. Ooh, green gem. Okay, so again, I got my collectible list to my left. So in this house here, there's a map fragment, pistol bullets, which I do not need. Another chest that we can disarm, flashbolt, grenade. Wow, the game is being so generous with grenades. Thank you very much, Evil Within, for your generosity. Now, let's see, where shall I go next? So that house over there, that's actually where you need to go. That's where the story's going to take you. But like I said, let's run around and get some of these collectibles first. That way, at the start of the next video, we'll be able to kind of hit the ground running. Oh, God, for God's sake. Oh, boy. Yeah, so Sebastian, one of the worst things about this... Fuck me, that scared me. I forgot about that. Oh, got me a little. One of the worst things about this game, you know, as I said, it's a great game, but it has its flaws. One of the worst things about this game is the sprinting mechanic. Sebastian cannot sprint, which is just, first off, it's ridiculous because he's a seasoned detective. Like, he should be in good shape. Now, granted, he drinks a ton. I don't know if he smokes. I can't remember ever seeing him smoke, but I wouldn't be surprised. But he should be able to sprint for more than 5 seconds. Like, come on. So the sprinting mechanic in this game is not the best, and given the fact that you can't upgrade, that's what truly makes it a little difficult. Villagers note, they got Norman. His cries for help just cut off. I can hear screaming every night. If I don't stay hidden, I know I'll be next. I think that's all that's in... Wait, what was that? Oh, no, I don't need to hide. I think that's all that's in this area. So, what shall I do? I'm going to go to one other area, and then we can go visit Valerio. So, here's what you want to do. Actually, let me see. So, I got these two things. Then we have the personal document, the newspaper. Trying to just figure out the best way to do this. Alright, let's actually... Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I might not do Valerio in this video. because I want to go into this transport room so I can save my game. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to run into this open area and save this girl. How did you not fall over, you piece of ugly shit? I hit you with a shotgun. God, I hit it. That has never happened to me. The shotgun usually knocks them down at the very least, and then you can finish. Another grenade. Wow. Wow. Like Owen Wilson. Wow. Wow. And then this girl. I don't fully know what the significance of this is, but she like disappears and just turns into green gel. So I don't know. Sorry, but I'm not complaining because I could use the green gel for my future playthroughs. Okay, and then other than that, I don't actually think there's anything in this area. I'll poke around. I mean, pigs. That's cool, but unfortunately, pigs and other livestock are not a valid form of collectible in this game, so it's not going to do me any good at the moment. Looks like I didn't know that. I could go into the house from this window, but I'm actually just going to creep in here real quick. There are some bodies strung up, but there's also some green gel. Get out of my way. Okay, and now we'll go into here, save our game, and we should be good. So first things first, I will leave that axe there for the moment. So there's the checkpoint. That's where you're supposed to go. So I'm gonna go through the mirror portal. Let's see. February 2005. Myra was almost killed this afternoon, shot by a suspect we were pursuing. Thank God I was there. She's going to be okay. But seeing her bleeding like that, thinking I was going to lose her without telling her how I really feel, was unbearable. I think she feels the same way. There's something undeniable between us. It's against the code of conduct, but I have to let her know how I feel about her. I hope I'm not setting myself up for embarrassment. So again, a little more insight into this relationship between Sebastian and his partner, Myra. So let's see. That was the personal document. Let's go ahead and go through the portal, and we'll be able to get a missing persons poster and a newspaper. And then, yeah, this video will probably be about 40 minutes long, which I think is okay. Okay, so I gotta be careful here, because I remember one of the map fragments. It's possible to miss it, and if you miss it, I'm not sure if you can go back and get it. So I'll go back. I don't need those. So I have 4 keys right now, but I don't really need to unlock them, so I'll just let it be. So yeah, let's hopefully this works. There's 4 collectibles left in this level. So again, like I said, it's a pretty short level. So here's the missing persons poster for Valerio Jimenez, owner of the Elk River Hospice, last seen driving into the city. That's Dr. Jimenez's brother, the doctor that we've been talking to for a little bit. Here's a newspaper. Caretaker worried sick. Psychiatric patient missing since last Tuesday, found hiding in photography studio. Physician Valerio Jimenez says God's will. So something weird is going on here in Elk Creek community. Now, okay, so this is where, okay, there it is, good. So here's the map fragment. If you don't pick that up, I don't think you can get it later. So pick it up. And then what will happen, there's one other map fragment that we're going to have to get. So first we have to go to the end of this hallway.
No, not that way. No.
Talk to her.
No, not that way.
So many new admissions, and not a single discharge.
And there's nothing there. I don't know what she was doing. And then one of these doors will open. Okay, so this one. And this is another one that you can miss. So you see this sink on my left. Make sure you look into it, or on top of it. So there you go, and you can see now the door is gone. So that's why you need to make sure to get the other map fragment before coming into this room.
Fine.
But there we go. I think that's all the collectibles
Fine.
for this chapter.
Fine. 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 Fine.
You don't look well at all. Do take care of yourself.
Okay, so here's what I am going to do. We've gotten all the collectibles, guys. Now, I realized that I didn't unlock any trophies in this video. But like I said, that's going to happen. That's just the nature of video games. Like, sometimes you go very long stretches without getting a trophy. Not much you can do about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and spend my 4 keys. Ooh, green gel. That's very good for later playthroughs. I'm going to spend my keys, save my game, and then I think I'm going to call the video. It's going to be about 40 minutes long after editing and whatnot, which is a good length. I think the last one was 50 minutes. And then in the next video, wow, 3 things of green gel, and all on my run where I can't use it. That's wonderful. But yeah, so I'm going to save my game, end the video here, and then like I said, in the next video, we'll finish up Chapter 4. I know for a fact we'll get a trophy or 2, and then and then we'll move on to Chapter 5, which, if I remember correctly, is actually a pretty long chapter. So, all right, there we go. So anyway, guys, once again, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. What you think of the game, what you think of this series, what you think of any technical aspects, the webcam. I'm using a better camera. I don't know if you noticed. So using better quality equipment, things are coming together pretty nicely. But yeah, guys, so anyway, once again, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.